another thing I want to say, the doctors do come to you when you're alone and try to convince you, but it's much more easier to convince you to sign consent form, to do whatever surgery that they think you need, and you're sick and you're fearful. More than likely you're agreeable, and they will try to coax you and whatnot, convincing you. I tell you this is what manipulation at its best, because you would think you'll believe them. And if, let's say, you're still consistent with your no, like what happened to me was, he went behind my back and called the legal guardian, with the stepmother and my second sister. So he was convincing them to consent to sign. I was lucky my second sister didn't agree, because my stepmother would be more than happy, I tell you this. So another thing I would advise you is to train your family members or your legal guardian to be to be more discerning. Okay, not saying you should be rude and abusive to the doctors and healthcare workers. I'm saying you need to be able to be discerning enough so you know that what they are recommending to you is actually something that you really need. So another thing they would like to do is they would actually convince your legal guardians that you need that surgery. Okay, and then some people, like they have blind trust, blind faith in doctors. So more than likely, okay, yeah, agree. If you think that's what my mother need, then just go ahead. So you have to train whoever is your legal guardian, let's say it's your children, your mother or whatnot, to not be too agreeable when it comes to signing consent forms at the hospitals. Because the people I've met told me that they do also try to convince the legal guardian to sign consent form to get like amputation and so on and so forth. For my case, the moment I registered, right after I registered, the Filipino nurse immediately said HIV. Okay, she already decided. Apparently she's psychic, right? She can do blood tests just by sight. And then the doctor also, HIV. How can it be HIV? Turned out it was an allergic reaction to a medication. And then they were so quick. The moment I was warded, another doctor came and immediately went to operate. So the whole point was they want to cut you up. They want to do operations. They want to experiment on you. They want to use you as a teaching tool for the other doctors. So I had more than, I think, 13 or more doctors. I don't know who was the actual doctor, but every single one of them was giving different diagnoses, feeding so many medications, and I suspect that it was intentional that they gave me so much potassium. It was intentional, just so enough. I thought I was having chest pains, left arm shooting. It felt like your flesh was tearing, right? Your flesh was tearing apart, and you're having chest pain. So to me, I highly suspected that they intentionally tried to get me sick enough so that they can put me into the operating room without my consent. I was really lucky, but the amount of pain and torture, it was abuse and torture, by the way. It might not sound like it, but it is.